My goal whenever I play titled players is just to play a good game. Like, I don't expect to win ever against these people. Like, I shouldn't. But if I can get decent positions and kind of hold on, like, that's what I really look for. That's what I really look for. Like, I was super duper happy with my performance against the WIM. What up, Dan? I have no idea what that is, to be honest. Okay, so he has accepted the challenge, and this is gonna be a YouTube video, so we will not be. Yo, thank you for the for the raid on Twitch. We're about to play an FM, and this is going to a YouTube video, so I'm not gonna be active with chat for many reasons. And yeah, let's start with E4. So he's rated 2194 rapid, but he's like 2300 over the board. So that is definitely not his true rating. He's also 2700 blitz.
This is a pathetic rating, by the way. This is like 2194. It was my initial rating FIDE when I joined the website, and now like I don't have any rapid experience on the chess.com platform, as I don't trust it, to be honest. But you know, I play blitz and bullet and all that other quick stuff. Let's go for the French.
Okay, he plays the French defense, so let's put 2 pawns in the center. And we like to play our tirage. Yeah, so I'm going to play the tirage. He does strike in the center.
I never play the French, but you know, it's stable and reliable. Yeah, I don't think I've ever played the French in a serious, like, or even semi-serious game. If you exclude, for example, oh, okay, I was hoping he wouldn't take. I've had to take with the queen there to keep some imbalance. It's 10-0, right? Yeah, let's hope it's 10-0. C5. This is called the open Tarrasch variation. It has a reputation of being like quite solid for what I was gonna say, for white.
Okay. In this, we play knight to f3. He takes, we capture, and he immediately goes here. What is the move? I think the move is c3, just protecting, because we don't want to take. That doesn't help our position. I could also improve the knight, but that hangs the pawn, so we don't want to do that either. So I think we have to play c3 here. I could also maybe move the knight back. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
What the hell is that? Okay, so he allows me to create a isolated pawn right in the middle, or if I go, no, that can't be a good move. I just take. That cannot be a good move.
Maybe even pinning could be a move. I'm not 100% sure. But our position seems fine. If he takes, I just take back, and if he does that, I just take. I guess he's going to argue that I have an isolated pawn, which is fair. I will have an isolated pawn. Let's capture.
He has an isolated pawn, but he has some open lines to sort of create something dangerous. Potentially. There's no d5, I think, because of queen e5. But, or even take and bishop c6 should be at least slightly more comfortable for me, but still white is pretty solid, let's say. Up until now, he played something quite weird with c3, like back at this position, the main move is by far bishop b5, bishop d7, and then theory continues. But yeah, this is difficult to assess, I would say.
So let's actually play bishop d3. Just trying to castle, getting ready to castle. He might even try to long castle in this position. I doubt it, but maybe. You never know. My pawn is a very big liability, but right now it's in the long term. I don't think it's too bad at the moment because it is controlling some good squares in the center. Yeah, so he does go for this. So I kind of have to play bishop e3 if I want to protect my pawn.
Okay, so I'm kind of happy to see that. I didn't want him to simplify the position. Now I can go for simplification myself. I can check here and maybe trade the bishops, but I don't think that's strictly necessary. Probably I can start with bishop c6 just to put the bishop on the long diagonal.
Although bishop e3, is there some f5 ideas? Is that what he's going for? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Am I just like almost already losing? I could also castle and say take the pawn, which I feel like is really dumb though. I think there was an issue. I think there's a huge issue with this position, and I think it's f5. Bishop here, f5, because this is gonna hang. I have to go for this though. Maybe we'll have some checks or something. Oh, he just goes there.
And I can take the pawn. There is no discovered checks anywhere, so I think I'm free to take the pawn. Let's see what he does. He might just gambit it, you know. He's up in development, so it would sort of make some sense to gambit the pawn. But I sort of doubt it, like that it works. I just saw some line that goes castles, knight f6, takes, and d5. And if I take, there's bishop b5, but probably there's bishop c6 there. Take, queen a4, knight e7, knight probably hold. But yeah, I probably have misplayed this quite a bit, as I feel I'm very underdeveloped. Maybe after c3 in this position, what I should have done is just continue with knight f6. That's probably by far the best move. Like continue knight f6, c3 makes no sense unless I take. So yeah, choices. Just is difficult, but we continue. The position is imbalanced, and sort of that's what you really ask for when you play against low-rated players. You just want to imbalance the game as much as possible, so that yeah, okay, he defends it, but now I can flick in a check. So he has to move the king, or I just take the pawn, or he goes back with the knight and I take this. That's also quite possible. If he goes back with the knight, I can even go knight e7, and if he castles, like I can castle, then have knight f5 or queen d5 ideas with some pretty nasty threats.
Oh my gosh, I don't want to play king f1, but I think I have to. If I go back, I'm gonna lose the central pawn. Oh my gosh. If I move the knight, I lose this pawn. I think I have to play king f1
along the diagonal. And okay, bishop e3 makes all of my next moves very okay. That cannot be a solution to any of my opponent's problems. Moving the king with two bishops on the diagonal, I mean that's gonna be a disaster, right? Knight f6. I'm even tempted. You know what? I'm even tempted to take with the g pawn. What about that? If I take with the g pawn, what can he do? Let's calculate. It's important to look at your opponent's moves as well as your own. So knight f6, gf, queen g4 might be interesting, and I can't go king f8 because of bishop h6, but I can go king e7 and then re-threaten bishop, and then e7 rook g8. I was gonna say. So after knight f6, I might even take with the pawn. King e7 looks pretty interesting, to be honest. Like,
develops the knight. All right, mate. All right. I hate my position already. I shouldn't trade, I don't think, because I'm gonna end up losing a pawn. Is there a world where I can play f3 here? Probably not. f3 might actually not be that bad, because it makes room for my king also, so I can get my rook into the game. And if takes, I mean, we can take either way. f3 might be possible here. Okay, let's go f3.
yeah, let me show what I was calculating. So if he takes, the normal move to keep the structure unspoiled would be, like if he took in this position, the normal move would be to take with the queen. But I was calculating, instead of taking with the queen, to take with the g pawn. He would go queen g4. I would go king e7, surprising move, connecting the queen and the rook, so that I can go rook g8, and he'd probably go f3, rook g8, queen h4, and it's very messy. Like queen h4, pressure on the file. Maybe I can go something like e5 there, but it's very unclear. And yeah, anyway, he goes f3. Pretty solid. Yeah, I don't think I have any realistic attacking chances, so let's just castle it out.
It also stops the knight from ever coming in and sacking my bishop. It's ugly. It's ugly. Let's just say that. He does have to be a little bit careful though, because you can't take the bishop off this diagonal, otherwise we have check to pick up the bishop. Okay, he decides to just castle now. I respect it. Maybe I play king f2. I don't like it. I don't like anything that's happening in this position. Did I just go full send? No. I could consider pinning. No, that doesn't make any sense because it just takes. But then takes. Wait. Can I go pin him? If takes, I just take with check. And then if takes, we have check to pick up the queen. So can I go pin? Forcing him to go back? Does that do anything for my position though?
Yeah, he moves it twice. That's never advisable. There is some funky option to sack the queen. That would be content, but yeah, that would sort of unfortunately doesn't work, because if it takes, I can check here and take, and I have two pieces and the active rook, but he goes a3 before and takes my knight. So yeah, that doesn't work. I can take here, but he takes, and bishop h7, and I lose the queen due to the fossil, as Hikaru would say. So I'm just gonna go back. I'm gonna keep my structure stable.
Yeah, so he goes back. I'm considering h4. Here. I need to activate my queen. Maybe I step the queen up. Protecting the bishop. But then takes. Yeah, that's not possible. That'd be a blunder. I don't want to trade everything. I just have a worse endgame. Maybe queen e3, but then this becomes possible. Okay, I'm just gonna take. I need to get rid of that. He can't take the pawn. And now I need to like manually castle. He's just gonna bring a rook, isn't he? Bishop here. The blunder. Everything's a blunder in this position. Everything.
Yeah, I would sort of maybe think about h4 there, or maybe rook c1, a3. Just like, okay, he takes, I take with the bishops. Yeah. If he takes, I take, like, the position is looking, okay, this would be pretty disastrous. Like, he already can't take the pawn, and I'm a pawn up. He can defend it for one move, but I bring the other rook to d8, and yeah, that's all the pawn had to say. There is some funky options, like, if queen c2, I can even go rook c8. If it takes, I go here, and if he moves the bishop, then I take on f3. So, oops, what am I doing? So yeah, I might do that just for, the creative purposes. But after queen c2, I can simply go g6. Yeah, he allows it. So rook c8, bishop takes here. There's maybe bishop b4. But no, there's bishop b5 there. So let me think about it. Rook c8 takes king h7. Rook c8 takes on h7, king h8. I'm threatening g6. So if he does something like move the queen, g6 and I take the bishop. So rook c8 takes, bishop takes, king h8. If he moves the queen, g6. If he moves the bishop anywhere but d3, I have bishop b5 check. So he has to go bishop d3. And now there's an interesting moment. I can still play bishop b5. I can take on f3 because there's still an open diagonal to the queen. But then he goes queen f2. And I don't think it's so clear with my king here. There's some potential like mating options. And even if I take here, like, I don't think it's strictly, necessary. So let's just do the responsible move and play h6.
We need to swap the rook and the king though. We can't just play without the rook. it's just not gonna work. Maybe I'll have to play like h4 and try to activate it this way. I don't know though. I really don't know. Yeah, he decides to go there. What if I go here? Rook here takes. Takes. Should be okay. Here, if takes, I take with the queen, protecting the pawn. Or do I? No, I can't take with the pawn, obviously. So bishop here, if takes, queen takes, and then I can get my rook involved.
I could have played g6, but why give him a hook? He wants to play h4 anyway to sort of activate the rook because he has no other chances to. So there's no need to calculate. It's always good to calculate, but there's no need to complicate. What was I gonna say? Like, especially when you have such a pleasant positional position of strategic nature. There's really no need to complicate things by trying to be too clever with something like rook c8. Though it almost works. Okay, that's an interesting try. He wants to, but I can take the pawn with check. So he wants to take with the queen on e4 and claim that after rook d8, rook d1, he can protect the pawn and also hit the pawn here. That's sort of reasonable. I can win the pawn by force, by the way. I can go rook c8, but let me think about it. So rook c8, he probably has to take because I'm threatening queen d4 and bishop b5. So takes, let's say, takes. Let's say something like queen e4 back. I can go rook d8, rook d1, and rook b6, rook b4 is an idea to take the pawn like by force. Give me the pawn, and he can't do anything about it. But do I have any better options? Let me think about it. I can play bishop b5 check. Sorry, and if he moves the king like somewhere, he gets slaughtered by the queen. And if I there's no time obviously to take this pawn. Like he's getting absolutely mated. So if I play check, he has to block, and I go rook c8. He has to move the queen. I can maybe even take rook d8, rook d1. I can sort of. Oh, that's a funny line. Which I just calculated. I can check. He goes here. I can rook c8 him. He probably has to move the queen. Like let's say, it's very difficult to say a move even for him. But I can take rook d8, rook d1. And I was thinking like in this position to take on d4. And if it takes, I take rook c1, king f2, rook h1, and I have a pawn more. So there's so many interesting possibilities for me, but probably the most interesting is like simply to brute force it, to just take the pawn, say, show me the money. Let me think about it some more. I have very promising options. I can at least win a pawn in multiple ways. But what's the best one? Probably rook c8 is what I would play, but yeah, bishop b5 keeps more pieces, gives him more chances to blunder.
Oh, he throws in a check. He wants me to step over here so he can take this with check. That's what he wants. Can I be brave and go king e2? No, that's not even a move. Can I go king e1? I don't want to play king e1. King e1's horrendous. Bishop back. I mean, then if bishop back takes. Oh my gosh, is he thinking bishop back takes, rook over, and then if I protect, he has e5? Is that what he's going for? But then I can push. I think I have to play this. I can't waste too much time. Okay, I guess we have to move, and then we go here.
So bishop d3. Like, look at the level of this move, bishop e4. Imagine this position. He can go some useful moves, probably. Like, he can probably try to defend the pawn, even though it doesn't work because of some bishop f3, queen d8. But imagine this position back here. Like, if he goes here, I've essentially gotten like a rook c8 for free compared to this position. If he goes bishop d3, which he has to, I've essentially gotten like bishop b5 for free. Okay, he goes there, I can go rook c8. I'm assuming he has to go here, but it's probably, yeah, that's probably correct. Like, he doesn't have much choice. It's still sort of tricky because he does it. Okay, that's quite good from him. But I can still win the pawn like in numerous ways. I can take and just rook d8, rook d1, and rook d5, and if he moves the king, like rook d8 back. And I don't think there's any saving that pawn, but let me think about what options do I have here. Okay, but he found a very good move, which is bishop d3, even though like it was self-inflicted, let's say, wound, but it's still a good move, and he's still surviving. What I actually want to do here is like probably go bishop c6 back. That sounds sort of counterintuitive, but I want to keep the bishops. And if he goes rook d1, which is an indirect way to protect the pawn, because if I take this bishop h7, I may go rook d8, and he may go queen e3. And to be honest, it looks unclear. So I'm just gonna take the pawn. Yeah, let's just take the pawn. Let's go rook d8.
You need to get the FM title? I think you have to reach, is it 2300? Because National Master is 2200, so you have to be 2300 over the board, I believe. Like, this is this guy's FIDE profile. I think you guys can see all the stats here, right? He's 2300 right now with a peak of 2340, I think. 2330 was his peak in November. Okay, he took, and now, yeah, he's going here. So my plan was rook d1, and I calculated this, but then I push. We have to protect the pawn. Is he just going to try and double up? Do I have to walk the king up to e3, maybe? Is that what I'm going to have to do? King here. Check, we would... Oh, I can't even push, can I? But if he stops attacking this, then it's queen for 2 rooks.
I don't think something like king e3 is working, but it would be quite funny if it does. But yeah, probably not working in a million. He does it! Wow, that's crazy. So, okay, I can first win a pawn like this, which I think is what he missed. But secondly, like, with a king on e3, there should be some, there should be somebody to raise the flag and say, hey, what's the king doing on freaking e3 with the rooks on the game? So, okay, let's think about it. So rook d4 is the most forcing move. He has to take. I can take, check. If he goes here, here is winning. So king e3, take here. And it's a bit unclear. So if I go e5, d5, I can check him. He has to go back. I can take the pawn. He has to block with the rook. I can probably like just simply go here or queen d4, and like, yeah, it's a very large advantage. I don't think he can overcome it, but he still has some activity there. So let's think about my options some more. Probably I'm overthinking things and I just should speed up. I'm trying to be too educational in a sense.
Check, can I go here? No, check. But then I just go back. No, then he takes the queen, but I would be happy with the queen trade. Push. No, because then push. Oh, he pushes right away. But I thought I could go for... Well, I can even go here. No, there's a check. Don't do that, you idiot. So I have to go here, and we're still going to get a position where it's... Okay, let's push. He wants to take here. That's his plan. I don't want to step back into that. I have no time though. Forward, am I getting mated? I have to go back. I can't go forward.
So yeah, he goes there, he had to. I can just take here. He goes back. I can go back myself with b1, queen a5, or I can even simply... Can I take here first? And if it takes, then I take here? That's also very interesting. So many good moves. So many good moves. I'm tempted to go queen a5 and just after d6, like, simply retake the pawn. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Like, I just want to play as simple chess as possible.
Gives me one more move. Maybe I can go here. Yeah, he just wants to win the pawn. That's fair. I'm going to get my rook active before I don't have a chance to. And now I'm going to move. He's just going to trade.
Like, okay, now everything's traded, so he's simply gonna lose. But no, he still puts up a fight. Okay, I can take on a2. Let's take some more material. Oh, I checked my queen. No, I didn't. Oh, that's sort of good news. Rook a1 would be almost trapping the queen, but there's rook d1 in response. So I can simply take and take. Oh, he's quite fast. Okay, so I can take the pawn. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna survive it, but he's quite fast. Let's give him that. Okay, let's go g6. You can go there. I can consolidate. I can check. Oh, I bumped into a draw. Oh no, I mouse slipped it. Oh, I slipped it. Okay, that's good content. Yeah. So what I wanted to do is to go check. Oh no, I can't check. Oh yeah, I just hallucinated. Okay, that's very nice.
Oh, a draw. Oh, we got a draw. Oh my gosh. We got a draw. Let's go. We drew him. Oh, shoot. Shoot. Okay, we got a rematch. I don't know if it was it a slip? I don't know. Time pressure, man. I take that. I take that. I take that. It was probably a slip. I'll have to ask him afterwards. Actually, I just sent a message saying slip. Okay, he played d4. We're going to go d5.
Yeah. So I sort of just blundered it, to be honest. Like, I simply missed that he could take there. But yeah, it was a very educational game. Let's play d4. In my career, I mostly play, one e4. But let's play d4. Try to stop him. Yeah, that was sort of embarrassing, to be honest. Like, I should simply protect the b3 pawn. I hallucinated where the king was positioned, sort of talking too much. But yeah, there's that. So okay, let's go knight f3. I don't know yet what I'm gonna play, but I'm gonna try to win quickly this game, just to redeem myself for that last one. Let's go here.
Chat saying don't take that draw? Brother. What do you mean? He can stream dude, this guy's a FIDE master. He doesn't need to stream snipe me. Also, he's recording his side of the he's recording his side as well. Okay, we have the Torre attack. I'm trying to remember what I should do against this. I think we probably just get our bishop. If he ever takes, I mean, we can just probably take this way. Let's develop our bishop. He immediately attacks the center. E6 comes to mind, but he wants to go here, I think. So maybe we play c6. And then maybe we put the bishop here. I'm not really concerned about damaging the pawn structure.
So anytime that the opponent moves in the queen's gambit, the bishop you can hit with c4 because the b3 point opens up access to the d5 pawn and to the b7 pawn. So what's important is, like, in such a position, yeah, so he goes there and I can go queen b3. And he's pinned all the way. His knight is pinned to the queen, so if I take the pawn and I take twice, I can win the pawn like that. And if he sort of like manages to escape that, like by playing something like queen c8, I can win the pawn in a different way. And if it takes here, I can win this pawn and win the structure. So overall, it's pretty ugly structure for him. But it works in the end, you know.
What did I just play? Didn't I just say I'm going to play c6 and then proceeded to play e6? Why I did that, I have no idea. I got no words. I got no words. I wanted to play c6 and queen c7. That is the stupidest thing ever. But okay, we have to put the queen on c8 to protect the pawn.
Like, he's not gonna lose in 5 moves or anything, but okay, so let's think about it. I can take here. He can probably throw in an intermediate check. Or does he? No, he doesn't because I have queen a4. So if I take here and queen d5, what does he have there? I don't trust him. Yeah, I can just take. If he takes, I can go queen a5. Okay.
Okay, now he decides to take and damage my pawn structure. Fair enough. Oh, he's not damaging the pawn structure. He wants to win the pawn. Yeah. Yeah, he wants my pawn. He wants my pawn indeed. So if I take, queen takes. Yeah, I mean, I don't want that. Maybe I develop my knight. Looking for this square. We get the bishop staring there. We get this. Could be good. Also, check could be a nice move, but I guess there's just this move. And if he takes, I'm just going to take with the bishop. Attacking the queen.
Oh, he just gambits it like that. But that should lose horribly, no? I can... Okay, let's look at forcing moves first. He is sort of setting a check on b4, or maybe knight b4, but I don't think that. So e4, let's look at that. He has to take, obviously. I can check him, and if he goes c6, I have nothing there, do I? Because the queen's protecting the knight. That's interesting. What if I just take? If I take, does he take with the bishop? That looks surprisingly weakening. I'm tempted to simply go knight c3 and reinforce my threats, but I do want to pick the pawn, you know. And if he takes, I can go d5. Maybe he has knight c5 there, but queen e3 wins the piece, so I don't see what he does. So yeah, I can just take, and if he takes like that, then knight c3, e4 is simply crushing, and
Let's see where we went wrong. Yeah, so, I mean, I could take with the pawn. My plan was to take with the bishop. Maybe taking with the bishop's a little bit silly due to these pawns. I could also start with check, but then here... What do I want to play? Pawn takes... but maybe he's just going to try and kick my bishop away and win this? I don't know. It's a tough choice, Because I want to take with the bishop, tempoing the queen, making the queen move, but I mean, I guess probably just goes here, threatening to push. Let's take with the pawn. This has to be the more principled way.
pretty over, I would say. Oh, he texted slip. I don't know what he means by that. Probably the previous game. But yeah, let's just play. Let's go knight c3 and e4. I think I have a pretty winning position here. Yeah, so if you go back to this game here, like, I don't know how that happened, but I was trying to give, check on b6. Like, I completely forgot to put the king on f1. And when I can simply play, like, king g7 here, and 3 pawns up, completely winning. But okay, that splits sometimes. Talking too much, trying to be too educational, but it's still good.
Position's bad. I might have to play b6, but then there's this move. He's probably trying to play this regardless. I want to play knight here. Once again, my pieces are just trash. I need to like put my knight back on... I need it on c6. Do I slide back here or here? This pawn is protected by the queen. I guess I'll go here.
Okay, that can possibly not work. Like e4 is giving me too many moves with that. Like, oof, it looks already horrible. It's gone horribly wrong. Like, it's gone from bad to worse for my opponent here. He's down a pawn. He's gonna get. Yeah, he's probably gonna get down another pawn. Do I go check first? Do I go e3? Let's just develop.
Does he maybe have push? Takes. Puts more pressure. I guess I have to come back and protect this way now. He's just putting pressure on my king. I never got my king safe. Never got my king safe. Oh my gosh.
I can castle this way. I can castle this way. I can. He probably has to go there. Yeah. Okay. If I castle, I give him rook g8, but that does nothing. So let's just think about how to finish the game. You know what? There's no very clean solution to the position, but I can just castle. Like rook g8 is no threat. I can just play like any move. Really, I can go e5 and f5, d4.
What happened to this position? You don't want to know. Okay, I know counterplay when I see it, and this looks like some counterplay. However, I don't think he would have castled if he didn't think that it was playable. So obviously he has a lot of the pressure. That does give me a little bit of hope. A little bit. I want to play rook g8. Yeah, but do I want to walk into this actually? I can also play b6 now, trying to put the queen on this diagonal. I lose the pawn that way. I could go here, but then there's knight here. Knight back. If it takes, I guess I have rook b8. Knight here, or bishop there. I can play c6.
Okay, he does that, which defends against one of my threats, but I don't think it defends against this one. Does it? Maybe he can go knight d5, but I take. No. So that's not good. So I can go e5, and if he protects the pawn, I can take and take on d4. So he probably, if he takes, I take. It's over. So he probably has to close the center, and then I can go knight g5 and knight f7. Okay, that's not gonna help. If he takes here, I can take here. I can take here. Yeah, the position sort of plays it safe itself, basically. What's some move that has to be calculated from him? Like rook g8 probably. Let's look at rook g8. So I can take here, and yeah, anything he takes with there's bishop e6. Look at the diagonal. Like, yeah, it's gone horribly wrong. And if he goes here, like, I take here first, and I can even take here, like now that I'm looking at it, but I can take here first, and if he takes, I can just take and take on b7, take everywhere I want to. I can go a3 and take, I can... It's a light squared disaster for him. Like, probably he has to take here and pray, but...
What a rough position. We're down so much on the clock too. I'm really worried about this. I could also castle. No, castles takes, and there's a fork. Takes here. I go here. This is probably the best to have. Well, no, that was just a blunder. He just takes. I saw it after. Yep. He takes, and there's a skewer. I saw it immediately after I played that. Damn. So I pretty much have to sacrifice the rook here.
g7. Okay, so he takes there. So now I was thinking to take here, and what's his response to Ah, he wants to take with the king, but then d5 opens up even more lines. So yeah, if he takes here, I can take here. And there's no rook g2 perpetual sort of ideas, because what? I can take here? What's his idea? I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. If he threatens mate, I can simply move out the way, and if he takes on g2, I can take. And yeah, but there's no perpetual, is it? Okay, I can go here.
This is just resignable. He's just gonna put the rook here. This is just a fork. Everything's falling apart.
But you know, he has good vision. Like rook g2 is a difficult move to sort of spot. He goes queen g4 or something, I can just go bishop d5 and, you know, having the bishop, there's no way he checks me in the diagonal. Okay, knight c6. I can take here. But, what to do? I don't want him to castle, so let's just go rook d1. That's sort of a rather mean move to see. Like your opponent plays rook d1, you're like, really, did you have to do that? So yeah, let's go rook d1. What am I up here? I'm up a whole rook. Yeah, so I'm expecting the game to be over quite soon. If he goes here, I can just check.
I'll play for a couple more moves, but yeah, this is dead lost. He doesn't even do anything. Literally nothing I can do. I just have to go back. But that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I have to play knight back. He probably just puts more pressure, and yeah, I don't. Oh, that's just a pin.
Yeah, the position is so winning, I don't even want to think about it, to be honest. Like, my hand can win it easily, but let's just go queen a4. Like, I don't want to be hit with a check. And, he has to go c6. Oh, he goes there, so I go bishop d5. I can go d5. Yeah, d5 first is better. There's no check. Like, there's no way he gives perpetual with the queen here. But even if there was, I'm like, I won't allow it. Like, if it goes here, I can simply play rook d3. But yeah, there's he's playing some good moves.
Takes. I'll take here. No. Dang it. Dang it. Takes. Deflects me away. I'm just gonna resign this position. I don't feel like playing this. Guys.
Yeah, he resigns. So the second game was sort of better. Yeah, the second game was better than the first one. I'm not really sure what much to say. I'm glad for the opportunity to get on YouTube channel. It's sort of like very rare for players to get on live streams or YouTube channels unless they're playing like streamers. So yeah, it was there were some good games. Like he's pretty underrated. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but thank you to Damien. Make sure to subscribe to him. And if I may do some, you know, shameless plugging, sorry about that. Like someone texted me. If I may do some shameless plugging, like if anybody wants coaching, I can offer that at pretty affordable prices. Just DM me. I respond to every message, and I have very flexible hours to communicate with people. So that was it from me. Thank you, and hopefully see you soon.
Just because a position is dead lost doesn't mean that you need to resign. Do I need to show what just happened in the last game? Or any other game? Like, playing on positions is a good habit. Let's analyze the first game, where I played with an 85 and they played it with an 85 also. First game was much better, I must say. But we were still losing. Like, we were still completely losing. But it was way better than that one. I did not hear about that. Okay, let's look at this. French defense develops, and I protect like that. I'm supposed to play just knight takes. I didn't really like this position though. And then play bishop d3. But I guess the point is I get left with an isolated pawn, so maybe I should just take. And then here, what does it want me to sacrifice the pawn? No. What does it want? It wants knight d2. Queen here. Then knight f3? What? No, and then f3. Well, okay. I guess I played f3 eventually anyways. Takes. In there, we go back. We get the trade. We just have a really bad position. We had to protect, then we push. King back. I was thinking that he was just going to take this pawn. I don't know why he didn't take the pawn. And I was going to play a rook here. That was what I had planned. But I guess there's something he didn't like about it. I wanted to play that. Then here, takes. And I got very lucky here at the timed scramble. He goes here. You have to protect the pawn or play like king here. Otherwise, we get the draw that we got, which I'm very happy about. This is how, yeah, that's how I drew it, replic. I got lucky. Okay, in time pressure, he just made one move blunder. Let's look at the second game. Second game, he played really well. I played very bad. Yeah, he's rated 2700 blitz. He played with a 93 in the second game, and I played with a 74. He was obviously angry about the draw. D4, D5, and I don't play against the Torre very much. Like, I never see this, so I don't really know what I like to do. And then in this position, like literally during the game, I was calculating this and this. I wanted to play queen, or I wanted to play c6, and then on here I wanted to play queen c7. This is what I wanted to do, but for some reason I just instinctively played e6, and then this is a blunder. We should play dc, and if takes, knight b d7, but rather we just lose the pawn. And then I developed to the edge of the board because I was thinking like, okay, at least we can maybe go for something here. I don't know, but we should just take and then play knight c3, the more natural move, because as we saw, the knight was just kind of a problem forever. And then he just punished every single move that I had. And even here, it was like, I literally calculated all this, but then I made the move, saw that, you know, there's a skewer there. Afterwards, had to sacrifice, and like I just got outclassed big time here.